this all month, and they're just such a joy to have at all these mics. And just a reminder, they are taking donations of personal hygiene products, cleaning products, and cash too. So please be sure to show them a lot of love this month, all months. Can you get hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! Please welcome your next performer to the stage, David Merriken.
Woo! Yeah!
Thank you guys. I like that 34.3% of our audience just walked out. Changed the numbers. I don't know if the math's right on that. Okay, good. Now that they left, you guys can talk honestly. Do you care about these dogs? Now y'all are here for like the humane support. Like you're supporting the humane supporting person, right? It's a homeless shelter? Okay, I was wondering why we were getting toilet. That shit's been confusing me for a while. I was like, why are these dogs wiping their ass? Are we adopting a dog? For like $1 a day, you can have a Fort Worth homeless. Okay, too soon. Fine. 37 cents a day, you can get them coffee. Sometimes when I'm real fucked up, I like to wander down Lancaster and try to look as zombie as possible and see if I can blend in. Look, the homeless, I was a veteran, right? And I came back to the States and they were like, you gotta find ways to defend people's freedom so you keep your sanity and don't kill yourself. It's all a veteran thing. We get into it. Like 22 of us today fail at this. It's not important. It's not our month. We're not gonna talk about it a bunch. But what I found was the freest people I've ever met are homeless.
Yeah.
They can go anywhere they want as long as it's not inside. If we're inside, we can tell these jokes. I know you're here supporting them, but we can support them with laughter and toilet paper. It can't just be shit, it could be shit jokes. Like, I took a girl on a date and I was walking, like, I went past Main Street. We walked up Main Street, we'd had a couple drinks, and then we got some milkshakes, and then we were like walking through the park, and like off to our left, we start kissing for the first time I've ever kissed this girl. Right? It's a beautiful moment. Yeah, she cut my ass, we were pretty drunk, and behind her I see this homeless man drop to the ground, lower his pants, and start shitting in the park. I kept it together like a gentleman. Continued the makeout. Because that's how you can't be the only one in the park. You know, we're sharing, it's a public park. You know, he's out here. I might be having the #1 moment in this park. Sorry. What do you call a homeless person that you see pushing a shopping cart with a cardboard box in it? I did this, but what else can you call it? It's a homeless mobile home. Okay. Don't think about it. It's a cardboard box and a shovel. All right. I used to get pissed off at the homeless for not picking up all the change or trash around them, but then I realized I don't clean my room either. So who am I to judge? I live in a glass house, but it's still a house, sir. I'm going to go back to it. One of the craziest experiences I've ever had was off of Lancaster with some homeless gentlemen, right? Like I was pretty drunk, I was walking home, and this guy stops me. He looked fucking super homeless. He had the backpack that had like a charger hanging out of it and one shoe. You know, the kind of homeless giveaways. Okay. And maybe it's the smell, I don't know. Like, you guys live your lives. But he stopped me, he's like, hey man, can I get a couple dollars from you? And I was like, look, I'm pretty drunk. You got any pot? If you can give me some pot, I'll give you some dollars. And the man said, actually, yeah. Put his backpack down. He reached into it. He pulled out a blazer. He put on the blazer. Opened up the coat pocket. And he was like, 30 for an eighth, 60 for a quarter. It's going to be one. I was like, oh, shit. I had no idea how this man was homeless. Because that was some good weed. And then we started bartering for it, and I realized how he was homeless. You know, because I paid for 2 bus passes and dropped him off by the Amtrak, and he was satisfied and gave me an eighth of weed. And I was like, that's worth more than $3.72, sir. You know, I wanted him as an entrepreneur to make it in the world. I wanted to tell him the real price could have been what he told me earlier. But also, I wanted a really good deal on weed. And I knew I was kind of dropping them off at his house anyway, so I didn't feel real guilty. I didn't know I was gonna do all homeless stuff this time, but this is really fun for me. I told a girl once, she was like real into me. We were at a club drinking, so she was like fake into me. She was into the illusion of me under the low lit lights. And we hadn't talked about my age or my inability to use my dick, so like we were still at first base, you know? And I told her I was homeless in front of my comedy friends, which is the worst thing you can do as a human being. Because these are the only, pardon my French, but these are the only motherfuckers that will ever remind you sober, stupid shit you said. Hey, remember last night when we took mescaline, alcohol, and I gave you a GHB rag, which you snorted by yourself until you passed out in the corner? You told me you'd learn how to ride a unicycle and fight a bear. So we set up a meet for you next Thursday, Dave. It's a baby bear. You know? Okay, never mind. We'll be there. The promotion was already out. They made a flyer for it. It's not important. But this being said, I told this lady I was homeless and I didn't live anywhere and I'd love to take her out sometime. And she was drunk enough and into me enough that she said yes. So I followed through, had her meet me at a McDonald's, and then I walked up to it, right? And like got in the car with her, but still was wearing the same clothes from the day before because I had made a bunch of, like, where are we gonna hook up? And I was like, on the porch. I don't know if I'm allowed inside. You know, like, this doesn't get better. I was just kind of an asshole here. It's fine. I'll switch to a different asshole story that I've done. Like, I've been retarded in public because I thought I was impressing the right people before. Okay, look, let's just cut through the chase. I'm definitely here because of trauma and being a middle child. Let's not even talk about the military or the beatings. I came to these jokes honestly. Look, I've slept amongst the homeless for no good reason, just so I wouldn't have to sleep alone. And I know they couldn't go to their house to get away from me. Your laugh is great. It's like you're hiding a fart on a first date. That's fucking wonderful. What was that, baby? Oh, the TV squeaks sometimes. Don't worry about it. Oh, man. I grew up in a small town. We had a homeless. You know, it was hard to see my dad out there like that. Okay, we got one hell yeah in the corner. That's a lot of fun. No, my dad's pretty crazy. He was homeless for a while because we didn't want him in our house. So he had a home, but he wasn't allowed at it. So I guess he's like an artificial homeless. He's like the AI of homeless, you know? Not really, like he tells other homeless dudes on the street while they're sharing a can of dog food, or I don't know how they eat, because we haven't been donating shit today, so they ain't eating nothing from this. He's just out there living his best life, you know? In between buildings, never inside, just dreaming about the outside, sleeping under the stars. I think being homeless could be like a great country song. That's what my dad always told me. You start your night under the stars, you dream about a better life, like every day that you get a meal is like above expectations. Man, that's beautiful. Sorry, I was just savoring that moment like they savor every chicken nugget I threw out of the back of my truck yesterday. It's my charity. I like to drive down Lancaster at like 2:30 and whatever food I bought at the bar but I didn't want to eat, I'm not going to eat that to go in the morning, so I just leave it out there. It's always gone. I don't know if somebody eats. You have like a big heart for this, and this is like ruining you.
I'm trash too. I'm not homeless, I'm trash too.
Okay, I'm not homeless, I'm trash. I have a home, but I act worse than the homeless. You know, and that's what I need to do. I started a boxing league with a bunch of old veterans that didn't have a place to stay, right? And I was like, one of you will make rent money this week, but the tournament includes 64, right? And then you build it out, like, as the competition to breed a man's spirit back up, right? I don't want to just teach him how to fish. I want to teach him how to fucking wreck boats against the shore and steal their fish. Y'all are not like encouraging the homeless. Have you ever gone like down there? I've done this way too many times, basically, is what happens. I love homeless people. I really do. They're some of my favorite drug dealers that I've ever met. And They know where everything is. Like, if you ever get the opportunity to just talk to a homeless person for a little bit, ask them this question. It's like, hey, which part of this do you think is because of you did something? You know, like a lot of it's because fucking shit fucked up and things went wrong, but like which part's you think? And you'll get them to tell you. They're like, well, actually, I stayed in a glue factory for 2 years and I used to snort just straight horse hooves. I didn't even wait till it was glue. I was after it. I would get that shit before it dried, before it was powder, before it was white, before they stretched it out on the sheet. You know, I was out there with Elmer's, you know. And you get caught one too many times with glue. And you're like, was it really glue? And they're like, no, it was meth. You know, it's fine. Hey, y'all have a great night. Try not to be homeless, like live somewhere. My name's David Merriken.
Good over Dave Merriken, everybody. Woo! Our next act is a little bit different from what we do at the Monday Fun Day open mic. We have a music act for us. Please give it up for Cleo DeLeo.
Yeah.